Imagine being a kid and your mother dies, suddenly and without warning. Then your brother goes missing and you do anything to get them back. This is the same game that makes you do this to beat the game. Mother 3 is a piece of media that knows when to be funny, yet lets you know when it should be taken seriously. This fits under the definition of tragicomedy. Now, I love this game, and as of writing this part, I haven't even beat it yet, but I just love it so much so far that I had to get to work on like a video about it. I want to try to break down a couple of the characters from the main cast to find out why they work so well as a vessel for comedy and tragedy. I want to start with the crybaby Lucas. No joke, that is literally what everyone refers to him as during like the beginning of the game. Like, his mother just died, chill. But him garnering this reputation of being a crybaby plays into the comedy side a bit. Like, at first I felt really bad for him because why is everybody hating on this kid? But then I realized it wasn't just that one NPC. It was everyone! Everyone was trashing on him. It started to get really funny, and this game is great at establishing running jokes like that. Like with the lightning, or being burned, or Rope Snake being a character for some reason, then getting depressed, and then ultimately trying to redeem himself, then failing. But Lucas being a crybaby also leads to him being a person who consistently visits his mother's grave. And he also cries so much because he lost someone who loved him. There's a part in this game known as Chapter 6, and Chapter 6 is probably only 2 minutes long, compared to the hours it took me to beat the other chapters. But somehow, Chapter 6 carries so much weight. Lucas awakes in a prairie of sunflowers, his mother's favorite flower, only for him to be led on by the presence of a ghost resembling his mother. This ghost leads him to the end of the field, then floats off the edge of a cliff. Lucas, being so desperate to get his mother back, jumps out and reaches for her, with no hesitation. But he misses. Just like what happens time and time again to him, life isn't fair. Shortly after this, you encounter this drag queen species known as the... I'm not gonna call them that. Apparently, like, the second half of that word is a slur, but the whole time I was playing the game, I misread it as Maggie Pies, so I'm just gonna call them that. But you encounter this Maggie Pie, and the game goes back to being goofy and funny, yet the jump isn't exactly jarring. It knows what it's doing. The second character I want to talk about is Lucas's dad, Flint. Flint wears a sort of like sheriff outfit, and he lives in the only house that refuses to buy a happy box, which is basically just mind control. Flint loves his wife, and Flint loves his kids. This is made evident to us in the very first chapter of the game, Night of the Funeral. We see firsthand how strong of a hold his wife and 2 boys has on him and his emotions. When we learn his wife has died, Flint picks up a piece of wood and swings it recklessly, filled with rage and disbelief in the fact that his wife is now dead. This lands him in jail as he hits somebody, yet he shortly escapes, and Flint's son, Klaus, goes on a hunt for the beast that killed his mom. Klaus gets lost, and Flint desperately looks for him every day, hoping that he'll find him. But just like what happens to him time and time again, life isn't fair. Now I want to talk about a portion of the game that caught me off guard completely, Chapter 7. The whole gang washes up on an island and is left with no items, and therefore no food. And in desperation, they eat a mysterious mushroom on the ground, and they get all high. Just hear me out. They begin seeing hallucinations of different people they've come across on their journey, many of whom are just Lucas's family. This includes his dead mother, lost brother, and depressed father. Lucas's perception of these people is beginning to be deranged. Many of the hallucinations talk in weird ways with weird speech patterns. There's something on this island that I think is more disturbing though, and that is the many mailboxes you find. During this part of the game, you are controlling Lucas, and therefore we can assume you are seeing what Lucas is seeing, which means these hallucinations are formed with Lucas's own knowledge of the world and his feelings, which makes the mailboxes all the more creepier. One of these mailboxes has postcards inside, all of them addressed to the boy named Lucas. The boy named Lucas is crying at the grave. The boy named Lucas and his dog are loitering in the forest. The boy named Lucas is up to no good in the mountains. The boy named Lucas stole nuts from our garden. The boy named Lucas is bullying creatures. The boy named Lucas learned some bad magic. The boy named Lucas, the boy named Lucas, the mailbox let out a shriek. Inside one of the mailboxes is the sound of yourself crying. Inside another is someone looking back at you. But you were the one looking back from the other side. One mailbox has a bunch of pretty butterflies. There are two of the many character hallucinations that make me the most weirded out. One is of a random lady telling you that your mother is waiting for you. She's waiting for you. She's waiting for you with fresh made omelets. She's waiting. She's waiting for you. This scares me because his mother is dead. So what does this say about Lucas's own thoughts about this situation? Does Lucas feel that the only thing he can do is accept a fate of joining his mother? Another hallucination that leaves me uneasy is one of his own brother Klaus, the boy who went missing. He tells Lucas, "Let's switch places, let's switch places. You're more. Not only switching places with Klaus means that Lucas would be missing, but it could mean he's dead, as many of the characters outside of Lucas's hallucination presume Klaus is dead like his mother. And it doesn't matter if he's actually dead or not, because to Lucas, Klaus is gone for good, just like his mother. But what really puts me on edge is what he says after saying let's switch places. He says you're more, then doesn't finish his sentence. What does he mean by this? What does Lucas mean by this? It's his head after all. As of what I know, we never find out what more Lucas is. We know Lucas feels responsible for the death of his mother, though. After Lucas is high, we end up in one of the Maggie Pie's houses, and straight back into comedy as usual. But this time, the jump is drastic, yet intentionally so, leaving us questioning if what had just happened was real or not, exactly what a fever dream would feel like. Mother 3 knows how to handle that jump from sadness to comedy. It's ready to throw you in a mess and clean you right up. Mother 3 is a tragicomic masterpiece. Hey, thank you for watching. These videos take lots of effort, so please subscribe. It'd mean a lot. It's just me making these videos, so thank you.